friends, MD Vegan. My gentle juice fasting day is once a week, and that is today. Yeah, and it's amazing because I'm always looking forward to it right now. I'm doing for some years now. At first before that, I have been doing yoga for a long time and always did more extreme kinds of fasting, like only drinking water, doing cleansings of the intestines with coffee, enemas, and so I was all in the yoga school, the classical yoga school. So very tough. I learned that the hard way. Took me years to learn it, and then I did it every 3 months for a week or so, or even 10 days. So a really strong discipline, and it always pushed me to a certain limit, and I fell back afterwards. Always up and down, but tough. I rated success through the decades. I was for years and years I've been doing that. Always disciplined, always listening to my teachers and to the scriptures, as they said. But later, I found the tree yoga, and this is the flow. And there's nothing like this enforcement of something. Yeah, you do it with a certain discipline, but always gentle in the flow. That means non-violence, not this kind of ancient emphatic, forcing yourself to do something. That is completely against the idea of yoga. I learned now. Yeah, the idea of yoga is non-violence, being gentle and compassionate also to yourself and to others. Yeah, not eating animals. Yeah, being a vegan. That goes without saying in yoga. Though most of the yoga schools never listened to that. My yoga teacher was one of the first to embrace that, Yogini Kaliji. And he came up with that concept of gentle juice fasting. It's called tree yoga moon fasting. It's very, very nice because, and I do that now for many years. Once a week, only juices, that's it. At first you don't feel that much. It begins, of course, you feel something. A little bit of stillness needed. But you enjoy mostly. You have like the fresh juices, and nice drinks and a lot of fun. Nothing really tough. Of course, you do your practice all the day, every day yoga practice. That's important, yeah. And so year by year, to doing this every week, the effect becomes more and more intense, more and more strong. And now it's so, I feel I'm looking forward to this fasting day every week. On this day, I don't have to eat, yeah. I don't have to prepare my kitchen. I don't have to take all these ingredients out of the refrigerator, prepare them, everything. It's very simple, just juices. Juicing is so easy. Instead of meals, yeah, once a day, I make juices. And all these juices are so much fun. Today I just try something new. Every week I try something new now. And today I have a sweet melon, a honeydew melon. Yeah, I just peeled it, cut it into pieces for the juicer. Yeah, and I know it's a very sweet juice, juicing this. So I thought, what might be similar? What could be fitting? Because to me, making a new recipe begins with at least 3 ingredients. So to keep it simple and so that I can always feel what's inside when I drink it or eat it. So the second ingredient is a pear. Yeah, pear is, well, it's pretty similar to a melon, right? The color, yeah, green and light. Yeah. The flavor is gentle. Of course, it's a very characteristic flavor of the pear. And the melon also has a very characteristic flavor, but they are pretty in the similar category, not like lemons, yeah, or ginger or greens. Very gentle, very light. Yeah. So I try to combine them today. I don't know what comes out of it, I will see. And I thought the third ingredient has to be 3 because when you have 2 ingredients only, it's very easy to understand and to feel what comes from where. So it's not really a new flavor. It's something you still understand as 2 flavors. It's a pear and a melon juice, of course. But as soon as you add a third ingredient, like ginger today, my third ingredient is ginger. See, it's a good piece of ginger. Not only adds heat to these flavors, it also makes the number 3. And 3 means that you have 3 options to combine ingredients, and that means you have 1 times 2 times 3, that's pure math. Yeah. That is 1 times 2 times 3 is 6. 6 possibilities for relations between the flavors. The pear to the melon, the melon to the ginger to the melon, and the ginger to the pear. So you have 6 different kinds of possible relationships. You have the ginger and the lemon together to the melon and the pear together to the ginger, and the ginger and the lemon, the ginger and the melon to the pear. So you figured it out by yourself. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused now. But you have 6 different ways to combine these 3, whereas when you have only 2 ingredients, you have only 1 to 1. 2, 1 times 2 is 2. Faculty, that's called faculty. It's a mathematical operation to count the possible combinations. It's a very simple and basic concept, but that tells you that 3 ingredients makes a huge difference to only 2. The 3rd ingredient makes all the difference. You have, all of a sudden you have a complex flavor. You cannot trace it back to where which part of the flavor comes from. In the mind, usually of a usual person, in the mind, these 3 flavors combine to a new flavor. You cannot analyze that fast, that easily. Of course, somebody with a very refined flavor, professional, they can analyze that. That's no problem for them. But in general, the idea, to have the idea. That's why 3 makes such a difference as compared to 2. That's why if I want to create new flavors, I always begin with a minimum of 3. Okay, that's a lot of theory now. It's enough for now. And most important was today to tell you how light it is, how easy it is to do the gentle juice fasting, and that it is even more effective than all the other kinds of fasting I've known so far, because it can be maintained all your life without any problem, and the effect builds and builds and builds on, always more intense. Whereas if I do the other kinds of fasting that are very strong and intense, I get to a quick success, but then I fall down again. And that doesn't happen with gentle juice fast. You can always build a lifelong. Nothing is more intense than that. It's a very simple idea, and that's an idea that comes from the wisdom of yoga, of course. It's a very simple thing. And in daily life, we all know these things. Yeah? Daily life has to be steady, continuous. That gives success. Same with fasting, same with everything. So we'll juice that now. I will try this flavor, test this flavor in front of your eyes, and then you make your own judgment. See you in a moment. This is my juice. Didn't try it yet, but I look at it and I see, wow, what a nice color. It's a light green, like an apple. Very beautiful. So I'll taste it now. Yeah. Let's see. Looks creamy also. It's a nice texture, yeah. It's always a difference with juices. They can be very clear, very a little bit more thick, creamy, and it's always a difference depending on what kind of ingredients you have. When it's more soft, for example, a soft and ripe pear will make a very thick and creamy juice. When the pear is more more crispy, more crunchy, then the juice is lighter. This is in the medium now. Let's see what it tastes like. Wow, completely new flavor. The melon is clearly there. The pear is there too, yeah. It's a mixture. And the ginger there, it's not too much, it's perfect. It's very nice. It's a really new flavor. I can't guess the ingredient. I know it's some lemon and the pear and the ginger, but they're very nice balanced. Wonderful, I love it. Have a look. I'm very happy with this juice. Yeah, let us see, it's nice, really, the color. It's very refreshing, very light juice. It's perfect for a summer, for a hot day, yeah. And I will greatly enjoy it. On a fasting day, I usually drink 4 liters of liquid. That can be water. I begin in the morning usually with water. Then I have teas, coffees maybe. I have plant milks, and I have juices. When I do juices, usually on a video for the fasting days, I will usually make a juice like this, or a plant milk. Mostly these kind of things. And there are different kind of juices, different kind of plant milks, but the plant milks, they have nuts or seeds in it, so they are more fat, and it's usually what I do for at night. Yeah, I'll enjoy maybe a plant milk and like kind of a dessert on a fasting day, a gentle juice fasting day. That's all nice, it makes it a little bit more gentle, but it's okay. All you want to reduce is the calories on a fasting day, and you want to put the digestion to rest. So you don't have to digest on a fasting day, because the fiber, the most important thing in food, beside the nutrients, nutrients, that vitamins, minerals, fats, proteins. Yeah? The fiber is usually what we do not digest. Now there's a little bit of new knowledge. We know some of the fiber is digested by the bacteria, and we can also make use of the ingredients, because the bacteria in our intestines, they digest a little bit of the fiber, and we can use it then. So it's not true that we don't digest it, but it is still the part of the plant usually that is not digested by ourselves. So with a grain of salt to say that. So and this kind of fiber is taken out of the juices, so that we don't digest it, and the nutrients go direct into the bloodstream. That's very refreshing and energizing, but it can only be done on juice fasting days. If you try to replace a regular meal on a regular day with a juice, that's not so healthy, because we have to have a healthy digestion, and the fiber is so important for our health. It's very important. We learn more and more about it. It regulates how many nutrients come into the system, how fast, and moderate this, and this is very important, and there are many, many different benefits with these fibers. On a fasting day, we put the digestion to rest, like a day out, like a holiday for 1 day a week, very healthy, and we can then feel the senses are stronger. We have more energy for cleansing our system and our mind, remembering things that we almost forgot. They're still there and should be cleansed, should be let go. They're still there, and then they come to awareness. Then we can deal with it. We can have more insight. We can meditate. We can be creative. This is so nice. I don't want to miss them anymore. My gentle juice fasting days. There are less work on that day. Working in the kitchen is always work. It takes a lot of time. If you do it every day. Fasting is very easy because you don't need to do that work, and juicing is so easy. And it cleanses myself. It gives me time to meditate to myself, and it's so much fun to have all these new creative recipes, because I learn now, wow, how a pear and lemon can taste, and a melon can taste together with ginger. Maybe I can do that in another recipe. Maybe you can use it in a smoothie recipe, maybe in a soup, maybe in a dressing, maybe in a dessert, or whatever. So many ideas come from this fasting experiences in the creative way. That's what I give you the message that how interesting it can be, how much fun it can be to do the gentle juice fasting regularly. You can also try it just once. You can take any day you like and just decide, okay, today I will juice fasting. And what you have to do only is you have to go ahead of time. You go to a shop, you find some ingredients. Easiest way is maybe carrots, apples, lemon, ginger, maybe cucumbers, maybe red beet, maybe a pear, maybe apple, orange. I said that already. So very basic things that you can buy, very inexpensive. You need large amounts. It's not very expensive, but you can use large amounts of fruit and veggies and make a little bit of juice of it. And then you have a lot of nutrients in a little bit of juice. And you enjoy the juice fasting day. Just a little bit of planning ahead of time, and see that you have nothing very important and stressful to do on that day. You have a schedule on a weekly basis, then you can expand to every week. Find a way that's fit for you, and you want to be a professional, you go to the Tree Yoga Moon Fasting site on Facebook, and there is a fasting calendar that tells you the most efficient fasting days. That's the moon days. They support the fasting, the cleansing, and everything, the meditation, and that's another thing from the yoga knowledge that is in yoga text. There's a lot of knowledge about that, but that is more for the special interested people in yoga and fasting. But just to begin, it's very easy and simple. Just any day of the week will do, and the effect accumulates if you do it every week. I want to inspire that for you. If you like, you can join me on my YouTube channel, have another recipe every single day, subscribe, MD Vegan. And you can also go to the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. I'm there, MD Vegan is there every day, everywhere. And if you want to find that Tree Yoga Moon Fasting page on Facebook, you go to Tree Yoga Moon Fasting on Facebook, and you can be a member there too. Once a week, there is a new juicing recipe by me. See you soon.